Hello and welcome back to Marineford TCG. I'll be honest, I wasn't particularly looking forward to this one, but here we have Caesar Clown. He is surprisingly fun, I just don't think he's very powerful. Let's go over this deck first before we talk about it. So first things first, Caesar Clown's a scientist and a punk hazard. Nothing funky, red-blue for life, 5k. On X2, when attacking, you may return one of your punk hazard type characters at the cost of 2 or more to the owner's hand. KO one of your opponent's characters with 4,000 power or less. So this effect's strong, right? KO on a leader effect is strong. But this requirement of returning one of your punk hazard characters, specifically of cost 2 or more, I think is where it starts to get a little spooky. So the obvious combo card with this is Monet. And Monet is excellent. Punk hazard Don Quixote, 2/3, 1k, activate main, rest her, give 2 rested Don to your leader or a character, then give one of your opponent's characters minus 1,000 power this turn. So this is just a perfect synergy with your leader effect, right? You put 2, you play Monet for 2, you put the 2 Don that you paid for Monet on your Caesar to fill the effect. The -1 makes this hit 5k, and then you can pick up Monet. Brilliant. The problem comes when you don't draw Monet. 1 Monet is enough for the whole game. I'll say that. It's not like one of those cards where you're looking for more than one of them. But you absolutely need 1 Monet. If you don't find Monet, this deck sucks. This deck sucks bad. But the games where you find Monet, it's not too bad. The rest of the cards are all going to be based around power down and KO, of course. And we've got a whole range of them. We've got 4 Otamas. It's a classic. 2k, minus 2,000 power. With the Monet lets you hit 7k, which is quite relevant into a lot of different decks. I'm sure you can pick out some 7k characters, maybe like Ben. Max lets you hit an 8 with Monet. 8 is not quite so relevant, but it does hit Kid, provided the Kid doesn't have protection. And even if the Kid does have protection, you're then attacking at least 7 into 4, which is fine. It's pretty good, right? It makes them have at least 2 2s. Which they might not. I've also got Outlook. He just gives -2, the same as Otama. He does give it to 2 characters. He has counter. You could swap this for another Raise Max if you like. I was just really bricking a lot with this deck. So I've got 1 of the Outlook just as an extra 1k counter. Also got 4 of the Mocha. She's a new punk hazard 2k, 3/3, 2k. Really bad version of Otama. On play gives -1. This should at least give like -2, and honestly should potentially give -3, in my opinion. Because this card is like ass compared to Otama, right? But you can pick her up for your leader effect. If you don't draw Monet, I'm hesitant to call this the next best thing, but it sadly is. Other power down, we've got the Gum Gum UFO. This is a brilliant card in this deck. Activate main, give one of your opponent's characters minus 4,000 power until the end of this turn. Then, if you have 2 or less life, give your leader or one of your characters 1,000 power until the end of the turn. So the second bit's like a little nice Brucey bonus, but the -4 combined with the Monet lets you hit a 9, which is many things. You hit Moria, you hit Adio, you hit 9-cost Zorro, you hit tons of stuff at 9, right? It's a really good threshold. So, and the Gum Gum UFO is also searchable, being punk hazard, so you can find it, which is pretty neat. The last power down we have is this combo, right? Caesar Clown is a new 7/7 scientist punk hazard. On play, he's like an Ohm Holy. You look at the top 5 for a smiley, and then put it in your hand, then put the rest back, and then play a smiley. So if you don't find the smiley, you can still play one you already had. Exactly the same as Ohm Holy. And smiley is 5/6 1k, punk hazard. On play, if your leader has punk hazard, which we do, give something -3. This card's good. This card is good. But this card sucks. This needs counter. I'm really depressed that this doesn't have counter. Because, like, look at the 7/7s they've been printing. Like, Ben Beckman is great, and he has counter. Crocodile summons a unit, exactly the same as Caesar does. He has counter. Why does this not have counter? Come on, man. If this had counter, I'd enjoy this card way more. But the fact this just gets stuck in your hand, because you never know if you're going to find the smiley. An Ohm on 4, you can like gamble and it's fine. You've played like a 4/5. Playing a 7/7 on 7, if you don't see this, is horrific. It's absolutely horrific. So I'm tempted to cut this, just sort of struggling on what to put in. But we're working on it. In terms of the other cards, I have got 3 of the Rayleigh. He combos quite nicely with your leader, because you can take out a 6 with the Rayleigh effect, and then you can take out a 7 with the 2K, the Monet, and the Caesar effect. On 10, you can play Rayleigh and Monet, and you can, of course, pre-jack the Monet. Effect's good. You can also just mess around with the numbers. You can hit bigger things, right, with the leader effect and the Rayleigh, and the world's your oyster. You get good flexibility with this card, but it's a brick. If you draw it before 10, pretty bad. Draw before 8, it's very bad. But he's pretty strong in this deck. The combo is good. 2 of the Shanks is a bit of a top end. I'm not convinced by this either. It does let your Caesar hit a 6 with a pre-jacked Monet, which is fine, but it's just being another brick that you can't play in the mid-game. And I find the early and mid-game is when I'm struggling the most with this deck, because this deck's biggest issue is you have no board presence. We have the Sanji, the 3-cost Sanji that we're going to get to in a minute, and this chopper blocker. Other than that, we've just got nothing. We're picking up our characters like Monets and Mockers, and maybe even a Smiley, if we play that early. And I'm really struggling for board presence with this deck. Because it feels like if you're not using a leader effect to remove, you're losing anyway. And if you don't develop board, I'm at a bit of crossroads with this. I'm not sure where to go. 4 Beckman is really good. I love Beckman. This is just a red staple for me. I don't think I'd build many red decks without this. I did build Smoker without this though, so there's that, I suppose. For the Virgo is your Punk Hazard Searcher. We play like 25, nearly 30 Punk Hazard cards. It's a no-brainer. For this Sanji, the 3-cost 3k, 1k counter, your turn, he has 3000 map power more. On KO, draws a card. He is Punk Hazard, so we can find him. Card's good. If you get this on 3, it's the best play by a mile. If you get this on 4, it's usually the best play. This is the only board presence you have early, but it's a pretty good board presence, right? We've gone over the Caesar and the Smiley. The Chopper is a new 2k. This is a red all-star already. 4/4 2k blocker. Punk Hazard Straw Hat. On opponent's turn, it's a 4/6 blocker. Just really good. Blocks those free swings that they do with their leader 5 into 5. The same as something like a Borsalino. Obviously can be removed, but he's a 2k. You can also bounce this for your leader effect, although I don't love it. We've gone over the Mocha, we've gone over the Monet. 2 of the Bad Manners because I am running a lot of bricks. And 2 of the Raging Tiger because Raging Tiger is a good card. Especially into decks like Doflamingo. Although I will say into Doflamingo, this deck's actually not that bad. That is strangely one of the less awful matchups. They can still aggro you down, of course. If you don't see your Monet, you're cooked. But being able to KO one of their guys while attacking for 7 is something else is actually deceptively decent. So massive shout out to @Gripper's Realm. One of my subscribers lent me his list for Caesar Clown as a starting point. Vast majority of this is his list. I've changed a couple things. He had a couple extra blockers, the Doffy blocker and the Chopper blocker. Chopper blocker's cool, but I was finding it didn't work out a lot of the time. But it is a decent play. The Chopper blocker's decent. The Doffy blocker I'm not so sure on. But I did add a couple extra 0 costs because of how many bricks there were. And I also added these Raise Max, just as extra power down. I like the immediacy of this compared to the Chopper. Chopper, you've got to pre-jack him, and then you've got to have 2 Don open to attack with him. The Raise Max, just 1 Don whenever. I think there's swings and roundabouts. But massive shout out to Gripper's Realm for the list. Got a nice few games today, showing off Caesar against some of the new decks, and I hope you enjoy these games. Got a game against Lim, and Lim did get some pretty nice buffs from this latest set. I think I'll keep and just hope that we can find the Monet with the Virgo, because the rest of this hand is really good. The Gum Gum UFO is excellent. A lot of their guys are sort of 6, mainly 6k power. So this is going to be really nice for dealing with some of their units. I don't really care about the lore. Grabs a 9-cost Zoro. Okay, so that's definitely something we need to watch out for, to say the least. Let's deploy the Virgo. We do get the Monet, so that's nice, and then we'll end the turn. Excuse me. So, next turn, what can we do? We've got Monet, we've got UFOs, we've got Otamas. He's going to play out 1 unit for 3. I don't know what it's going to be. There's a few different ones. They've got the Enel now. They've got the Whitebeard. The Sabo is obviously still pretty good. They've got a few different options. So we'll just have to see. This Lore Searcher, I think, is sort of phasing out of the limb lists because they focus way more on Odyssey now and less on the Straw Hat Odyssey cards in particular. I'm going to take this one. I'm happy to just take the first one. They're not playing any hand scam, so I'm fine just getting the extra resource. He's using a leader effect to deploy Enel. So this is just a draw 3 trash 2 on play. So now this is in play. It does literally nothing, which is pretty good for us, I think. Definitely not going to use the Gum Gum UFO on it, but I think it is worth... We could just do 9 into 6 and just get rid of it, honestly. Yeah, I think that's the best play, right? We do... Yeah, and he should have attacked with the Lore. If he attacked with the Lore, even just 2 into 5, he could have got this effect. That's a mistake. So we're going to go with the Monet. We'll rest the Monet. Bang, bang. Minus here. Just attack everything in. Pick this up. Kill the Lore. 9 into 5. He's never defending that. As long as we can keep the board reasonably clear, Lim should be a good matchup. Lim should be a good matchup. He's working out whether he wants to keep this. I don't think he does. Like, this is a Zoro. Yeah, there's no way you're giving me 3 of the 5 cards in your hand to save Inel. I'm going to counter this one, I think. We'll give him one of these bends. Yeah, we'll give him one of the bends. I do like the bends, but getting rid of 1 I think is fine. So yeah, this Lim's not going to restand herself, which is always very nice. We can move this very easily with the Monet. We'll just have to see whatever this other character is. That will sort of decide what we do with our Dons. Is the leader effect Newgate? Sure, that's not the scariest. Okie dokie. So we do 2 for Monet. We can also do 4 for Chopper. That's pretty clean. We could attack. We'd only be attacking 7 to the Newgate and drive-buying the Lim. Alternatively, we could do something like Otama on the Newgate. Monet, 2 Don here, minus down the Lim, attack into the Lim, drive by the Newgates. And then just develop the Monet again. I kind of like that. I kind of like that, actually. Let's do Otama on the Newgate. Then we'll do Monet. You always want to do Monet. Bang, bang. And hit here. Then we go 1 more. 8 into 4. Bounce this, KO this. Just getting through the cards in his hand. He's going to look to play out Zoro next turn, I think. But we've got the Gum Gum UFO. So it's all good. And we'll develop the Monet as well. Because we can. So that's the thing I've sort of noticed with Caesar Clown. He's not very good at presenting a board. Is my main problem. Because you have to keep picking up your dudes. 5 into 5. Let's think about that first. We can take 1 more. If this is just Zoro, he's going to be pretty easy to remove. It's Ardio. Sure, that's slightly less easy to remove. And there's a Doflamingo. The Doflamingo can stand up. Okay, so I don't think we can remove both of these, right? Because, I mean, we can, right? But it's really bad. We'd have to use both Gum Gum UFOs, and I have to keep 1 Gum Gum UFO for the Zoro. If we play Ben removes the Dofi. This brings this down to 5. We can, actually. Ooh, genius. Genius. Oh, no, we're on 8 Dom, we're not on 9. Damn, this is why I like to go first. I mean, this specifically isn't why I like to go first, but... yeah, I do certainly like to go first. We could Otama this, bring it down to 4. Gum Gum UFO this, bring it down to 5. Let's bring it down to 4, put us up to 7. How many Dons is that costing? That's just costing 3. So we could even then do 4 Dons for the Chopper. And have 1, and we'd be doing 8 into 4. Okay, I think that might be the move. I think that's the move. We're going to do Otama on the Doffy. We're going to do Gum Gum UFO. Oh, and we get 1,000 power from that as well. Yep, pretty clean, pretty clean. We'll do this. 1, 2, here. So he's at 4. We can do one more. Bang, bang, bang. 9 into 4. You ain't saving that. And then we can develop the chopper. We can finally develop a character. Woo! What a time to be alive. One whole character for the character god. And like we know this is a Zoro, so all 3 of these would have to be 2Ks. And they're in fact not. Let's go with the chopper. End the turn. Nothing crazy. I think the 7-cost Caesar Clown's honestly just a bit crap. The Caesar and the Smiley I'm not loving. I want something else in those slots, but it's really hard to know what to put in because there's not that much that gives big power down. And honestly, the Smiley's not that bad. It's just this Caesar that I'm really not impressed by. We'll just go no blocker. We'll give him the Mocha. Yeah, we'll give him the Mocha. I do prefer having the Otama. Whilst we have the Monet, there's no reason for us to ever use the Mocha. The Mocha's just like a really bad Monet. But it's a 2K, and it's searchable, so it's fine. This is just 9 for Zoro. We'd get rid of it with the Gum Gum UFO. This brings down by 4. Monet brings down by 5. And we just drive by it. Really nice. And it is just the Zoro. We can also do that. That's going to bring it down to 6. No, we'd need to UFO plus Rayleigh. So I think I prefer UFO plus Monet. We can't really develop anything else though, which is pretty bad. Can we do Otama Rayleigh? We can. Otama Rayleigh might be the move. Brings it down to 7. No, we're still a freaking power off. Still 1 power off. We do UFO Beckman. And at least we develop something. Yeah, we do UFO Beckman. I think that's the best. Yeah, I like that. Buff here. Beckman, get rid of this. Attack him for 5 with the chopper. And then we'll attack him for 6. We're finally attacking him. It's been so goddamn long. Turn 5 is our first attack on life. And he counters. And he counters. Okay, 6 on 5 he's going to take. Cool. What now? How many more 9 costs have you got? That's a limb. That's not a 9 cost. Flamingo. Very nice. Very nice. We are going to start to struggle a little bit more now. Yep, you can have that. That's fine. Then you've got 3 for the Doflamingo, I guess. No more characters, though, is interesting, because he would have definitely played out another one, right? You've got to assume. You've got to assume. I think we're just doing Rayleigh Monet here. Seems good. Yep, we'll do Rayleigh, -3, -2 KO. Then we'll do Monet. Give 2 rested on here. Do this. Attack in. 7. Bounce this. KO this. We're now in a really good spot. I think we've got this game locked up. We just had to get through that early game, working out the lines. So thank you for bearing with me. I think we're there. And he does give 2 2s on that. Okay, so he's still at 2 life. 5, we'll... Honestly... Tempted to take. I'm tempted to take. I think it's not correct, though. We'll give him this. Sure, that's... interesting. That is interesting. We can't kill this. Just a little bit of a shame. That coming in tapped is really weird. We could just attack into it though, right? Yeah, we can just attack into it. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 16 on 10. It's guaranteed. And then we just play out the Monet. Seems fine. Get rid of him. Play out Monet. Yep. End the turn. I don't know. Was that correct? I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know. But it was funny. It was certainly funny. I do love doing that generally into Lim though. I've not played much set 10 Lim, I have played quite a lot of set 9 Lim, depressingly for some of you. And just slamming into the, when they drop like their 9 costs, the RDO and the other fella, the Zoro, just attacking massive is honestly quite good. What do we got here? There's a Doflamingo and an Enel, maybe. We can just give him an Otama here, I think, pretty safely. We've got the Monet. We can Beckman one of his fellas. The Monet is going to let us take out the Lim. Don't really mind too much if he has one, but we can also just take it out. The world's our oyster. Truly. What did he ditch? He ditched a Zoro and an Enel. Okay, Rosinante. Rosinante, why not? Well, let's start by killing him. Let's just attack with the Beckman into the Rosinante. We'll get rid of it. I'm happy to just play board. Our board is significantly better than his. It just is. Do you want to do with that? See what he wants to do with that. Cool. We're going to play another Beckman. Replace the Otama. Get rid of that. Monet. 1, 2. -1. 7 at lead. Bounce the Monet. Kill this. Then we'll do 9. Develop another Monet. Like I say, this game is wrapped up. I just don't feel the need to overextend for no reason. I'd rather clear his board and get him down like another couple cards and a life. Yeah, I agree. Then we'll do 9 with Rayleigh. And develop the Monet in the turn. Yeah, GG to our opponent. He had a lot of Uso Hatchies. That's not quite what he was looking for, I think. This Mihawk's genuinely really good because it can stand itself up. And he did make that one mistake right at the start where he attacked with the Law and didn't get the effect on the Enel. So that was a slight error, but again, not the biggest deal. The Zoro is just crap so long as we draw our events. And I was lucky enough to draw 2 Gum Gum UFOs this game. But either way, well played to our opponent, and let's move on. If you're enjoying the video, please make sure to subscribe. We will have OP10 Sugar coming tomorrow. Got a game against Usopp. We're going first. No Monet, but I do like the rest of this curve, so I think we'll keep. Go the Verco. Try and find the Monet, and there is the Monet, so definitely take that. End the turn, nice and simple. See what he's got on his 2-don turn. Maybe a Stage, maybe a Leo. Rebecca. The weakest of the options, but still good. And there's a Leo. Cool, getting all the searchers down. Luffy's here. Rebecca's here. Grabs just a Barto and a Sabo. Okay, so not a great Leo search. We'll see what he ditches. No Stage is the biggest thing, right? No Stage. That's always nice. And he does trash a 7 Luffy. Okay, so I think this turn I just want to get the Sanji established. We'll swing in for 5, and then I'll just play the Sanji. I think it's my best bet. He's going to take. Going to be very high on cards. Interesting. So next turn we can do like Monet, maybe take something out if he plays a 5k. A lot of their 4s are 6, unfortunately. If he does have the Zoro and wants to kill the Sanji, it would rest the leader, so he won't be attacking us, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. He is attacking us, though. I'll take this first one. Rayleigh will be nice later. Rayleigh will be nice later. And there is the Cavendish. Okay, so we can remove this. We can remove this quite easily, actually, with the Otama and the Monet. Or even with the Mocha and the Monet, right? Yeah, this combo works. The Mocha and the Monet, and then we can pick up the Mocha later. Yeah, because we can't pick up the Otama. So we're better off keeping that. Let's go 6 with lead. Let's go 6 with lead. Gives us a Sabo. Sure. Drop the Mocha. -1 there. Then we'll drop the Monet. Rest her. 1, 2, -1,000. Attack. Here. Pick up this. KO that. Nice. Great combo. Remove the Cavendish. You'll love to see it. And then we end the turn. So our Sanji probably dies here. It is what it is. We'll get to draw a card at least. Next turn we're going to 7. We can do a simple Ben Beckman. Or we can do some kind of combo with Monet and Otama. We've got a lot of choices. Got to assume this Usopp's probably going to attack the Sanji. He could attack with his little searchers. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. There's the Colosseum. Nice stuff there. So if he does have another one of those 4s. Yep, so he can attack with the Cavendish. That's pretty reasonable for him. That is pretty reasonable for him. We're going to see what he trashes off of that. I think I'm going to go with the Beckman most likely. Just to get rid of the dish. This is a 6 at life. I'll give him the Otama. Ditches the 3rd dish. Sure, we'll resolve that. We get... Okay, there might be too many Monets. I mean, the Monet's a great card, but that might be too many. I think I'll just happily give him 1 of them. We're never going to need 3. And another Leo comes down. Get another search going. Seems good. Seems good. He's building up for his Rebecca combo. Because next turn is the Rebecca combo turn. And he does have the Rebecca. Does have the Zoro. Seems reasonable. Does seem reasonable. This Ben is not going to be able to be bounced, though. So that's nice. That is nice. Trashing an Ideo. Why not? Why not? So this is any effects, right? He's on 7 in hand. We're never attacking with these. Let's just do the Ben on the off chance he double counters to try and save this somehow. We'll do the Ben, get rid of this. And then we'll attack him for 5. Probably just get 1 card out of him. But that's okay. That is okie dokie. We'll see what comes down. It's going to be Abato. Why not? Why not? So this turn it's going to be Rebecca, Kairos, Zoro. Zoro can kill the Mocha. Kairos can't really do anything, which is always nice. I'd love to get rid of him, but I'm not sure we can. I'm not sure we can. I think we're going to be 1 Don short of getting rid of the Kairos. Because this brings it down to 7. And this would bring it down to 6. But we can't then play Beckman, which is a little unfortunate. This altogether would bring it down to 5, but then that's not leader effectable, so... You know, it's one of them. It's one of them. No, and if we had the Monet on board, we could have done Otama Rayleigh. Not quite there. What do you go? He becomes a soldier and an Ideo, trashing an Ideo with the Leo search. I don't think he has the Kairos. Because even if, like, the Kairos isn't that good, of course, but I think it's still worth playing. Because it's that massive guy. Okay, the soldier. Just going to go with the Zoro, clear the Beckman. But the Zoro has to rest the leader. And there goes the Kairos. 2 of them. This is not a great game for our friend here, I suspect. How are we moving this? The simple way is with Rayleigh, of course. We can also remove it with Beckman. I think the Beckman is likely the better option, because then we can pick up this Mocha. Probably not killing anything with the Caesar Clown effect. Or I guess we may as well, right? We may as well. No, not really. Yes, if we do the Beckman... yeah, that's the best play, I think. It's the best play. Because then we can keep the Rayleigh for next turn. The Rayleigh just hits slightly bigger. Yeah. Yeah, I'm convinced. He can draw his card. It's fine. Then we'll do 7. Attack in, pick up the Mocha. I can kill the Rebecca. We'll just leave all the Leos on the board, because he doesn't have a Leo yet to summon Frankie. He already has a Rebecca in the trash. Well, there's a Leo in the trash. He's now seen all of them. And like I said, this Mocha in hand is not... It's not like crazy good, but it's a 2k and we're never going to attack with it, realistically. No, I don't think so anyway. Next turn, we can do Rayleigh Monet. That hits a 1, 2, 3, 4, 8k. Again, just shy of the Kairos, sadly. But you really need the Gum Giant. Sorry, the Gum UFO if you're going to kill the Kairos. 7 into 5. I'll take this one. We get another Mocha. I don't really love that. There's the Rebecca. We knew that was going to come. And then it's got to be Kairos and like Cavendish. Yeah, there's the Kairos. Good stuff. And the Frankie. Sure. The Frankie's good. Kairos is just going to pick up his own guy. Leo. Sure. And then he's going to deploy the Leo to get a search going. Sure. Why not? Hideo, Rebecca, trashing a Colosseum. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. So as much as I don't want to kill this Frankie, we could, in theory, go for game, right? We could, in theory, go for game. And it's probably worth experimenting with, because we can always drive by the Frankie. Or just, we can just kill it with the Rayleigh. So let's go 7 at life. What would our split be? We could do like, it's only 8-9, it kind of sucks. And we know he has 2k. But I don't think this 7's going anywhere else anyway, right? Yeah, I think this 7 is always just going at life. Yeah. I think this 7's always just going at life. And he can pretty safely take this one. And he does. Now, I think we Monet combo the Frankie. Monet 7k here, leader effects. No, we Rayleigh combo. We Rayleigh the Frankie. We'll deploy this. -3 here. 2 here, KO. He can get his draw, unfortunately. And he can resummon a thing. Probably a blocker. There's the Usopp effect. Who's coming out? Is it a blocker? I anticipate it will be. But that's just me. Who am I to say? And then we can use this Monet, right? We're going to use the Monet, put the effects here. Yeah, cool. So, okay, so it's that. We'll go with the Monet. Deploy the Monet. Rest the Monet. 1, 2. Minus here. I'm going to attack in 2 on 2. If he wants to defend this with a card, that's absolutely fine. We'll just drive by it with the leader anyway. If he doesn't defend this, we can drive by the Rebecca. So it's like a win-win, right? And he does defend it. I'm much more scared of the Bartolomeo than the Rebecca. But we just got a card out of his hand that way anyway. That was all Virgo's ever going to do. And he didn't cost 3 Don to do it in this manner. So we're going to attack 7. Pick up the Monet. Kill the Barto. No card draw. He's already done that. And then he's got to give us 2 cards realistically. Because he can't go to 0. Going to 0 is Omega Troll. It's very troll. We know 2 of the ones in his hand as well are the Hideo and the Rebecca. And he still has those because he gave us a Frankie and a Soldier. Yeah, he still has an Hideo and a Rebecca. Let's end the turn. I think we're in a really strong spot. I think we've got this one. Because this Kairos is unlikely to even be able to kill the Ben. He'd need to have another one that's fresh and not -3'd. And he ditched 2 off the Zorro mill earlier. So there's a decent chance he doesn't have another one. Which would be tough for him, of course. Would be tough. Like I say, we know he has the Rebecca. We know he has the Hideo. Not a lot I can do about the blocker. He is going to get the draw. We're a KO deck, right? Gum King Kong Gun. Okay, that is a card he's played. Is he going to use it to try and take out Beckman? He's not. If he goes 12 at life, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have enough counter. Easily. So I think we try and bait him into going for it, right? Because if he uses all of his Dom for this, we just win anyway. And this is just double attack. It's not banish. Yeah. We'll just take. No trigger, no trigger. We've got 1 million counter. If he has Pudding, he could get us, but he's not playing Pudding. There's no way. There ain't no way. 5 on 5. Yeah, no, that's not happening. We'll give you 1 Smiley. 1 whole Smiley. And then 11 into 5, we'll go with the Mocha, the 0 cost, and the Rayleigh. And that will be the game. We've got a lot of counter left as well. GG's to your opponent. He didn't see the Rebecca on curve, which was really impactful for us. We were able to get down the Beckman, and it stuck around, the second Beckman anyway. And by the time we started dropping the Rayleigh, it was just too late, I think. As for what he should have done differently, I don't know. If he got this Corridor Coliseum earlier, could have been nice. The fact that we were able to remove all the Cavendishes was excellent. But yeah, just a good game. Just a nice win for Caesar Clown. Who'd have thought? But again, we're in Sugar. We're going first. We don't have Monet, but the rest of these curves looking pretty decent. So I think we'll keep. We can drop the Virgo, try and find the Monet. We don't get it. Do we want to grab the Mocha? I think we might. I think we might want that Mocha. Yeah, let's take the Mocha. And then we'll end the turn. So next turn, we're just going to play out the Sanji. Attack him for 5, of course. Play out the Sanji. Nice and simple. This Sanji, he does nothing. Sure, he's going to have some kind of event to ramp. No doubt. Likely the Searcher event. The Doffy Searcher. Okay, Kamakura Jisoshi also works. Not quite the one I was expecting, but it's fair enough. I'm just going to drop the Sanji. Not going to swing fire with the Virgo. Don't really value that highly. It's a real shame that this guy stipulates it has to be a cost 2 or higher. If I could just pick up my Searcher, that would be awesome. This is the 2k that's Trash 1 ramp active. Sure. Well, Virgo can take out the Sugar. That's pretty nice, I suppose. See what he gets with that. This effect is still not online yet. We're going to have some decent swings this turn. There's a Sugar. Okay. 5 and 5. We'll just take this one. I'm not too worried about that. And then nothing else doing. Well, next turn we can do this. We still don't have the Monet, though. Not having the Monet is a little bit disappointing. I'm going to go 2 into 1. Just get the clear on that. Yep, very nice. Then I'm going to play out one of these Raise Maxes. So I think we can go 2 leader, 1 here, and then... Let's go 7 with Sanji first. Let's go 7 with Sanji first. Yeah, I guess if we're going to use leader effect, we have to pick up the Sanji, which I don't love, actually. I probably shouldn't have put this one on Sanji. I don't care that much about killing this, though, right? This is kind of useless. So I guess we just don't use leader effect. That's fine. So we'll play out one of these Raise Maxes, but we'll do that next. We'll do 8 first. With the leader. Do we play out 2 Raise Maxes? I don't know what he would be playing to kill them. I know God Thread kills them. I think we'll just keep one in the hand. Just in case. Yeah. We'll go 8. That'll probably go through as well. No effect. I'm not that worried about the baby 5. Okay, he has a Blast Breath. That certainly will get him out of the attack, I suppose. Then we'll deploy this. But his hand's reasonably low, all things considered. Considering he's done nothing. Can drop the Dofi Taro as soon as this turn, though. Which is spooky. Just another Sugar Searcher. Okay, doesn't have the Dofi Taro combo. Grabs another Kamakura Jisoshi. This is a really nice counter event. I think a lot of decks might consider playing this going forwards. 5 into 3. Yeah, let's just let it die. We'll get a card. And it's another Sanji. Why not? Why not? 5 into 2. Yep, you can absolutely have that. And then 2 Don up for God knows what. God knows what. So we don't really need to deal with much of this turn. Might just get the Caesar Clown on the board, honestly. Get the Caesar Clown, we can play the Smiley, then pick up the Smiley to drive by one of these. Seems reasonable. Does seem reasonable. We could also just not pick up the Smiley and not drive by one of these. Do 2 into 1. I don't really care if he shoots the Raise Max with his leader. Because we have another one, right? We have another one. It's no big deal. And he lets it go. So I think I'll just play these out and then just leave them on the board, honestly. I think it's fine. Because next turn, we really got to remove something. We've got the Raise Max. And we've even got the Mocha to combo with it. And then from the turn after that, we've got these Rayleighs that we can start playing out. So I think we'll just go 5... I don't really care about this. I'm going to go 5 at life. If he wants to continue putting 4 Don on his baby 5, that's fine. That is fine. I'd rather get 1 card out of his hand. And he's just going to take anyway, so that's cool. Now we'll go with the Caesar Clown. No Monet in there, which is actually pretty cool. Because, I mean, we're 5 cards closer to Monet now. Play Smiley, put this there here for fun. And then end the turn. So we've got pretty decent board presence now, right? We've got a 7 and we've got a 6k unit. We can pick this up pretty happily with the leader effect. Especially after we get to attack with it. Which is pretty cool. He has done next to nothing. So I'm slightly concerned about what... Yeah, you can have that. About what he's going to do now. There's the Dofitaro. We knew that was coming. We did know that was coming. And there's no Rosinante. Okay. Okay. And he's going to trash Hell's Judgment. That... Some spicy cards in this guy's list. Some really spicy cards. I like it. I like it a lot. And another Sugar Searcher. Why not? Bring the whole gang here. Why not? Viola, Blocker, sure. It's pretty good. That's a pretty good card, actually. Grab a purple event back, and he has quite the selection already as a Blast Breath and a Hell's Judgment. Raging Tiger's decent, but it doesn't hit this, so I don't think we'll be playing it this turn. I think we're going to go... Raise Max will let us kill this. Raise Max plus Mocha is 4. We can't quite get there. If we had the Monet, we could Raise Max Mocha Monet to get rid of the Doflamingo. So I think the best target is going to be the Rosinante this turn. We can go... This is our smallest swing, so let's just take out the Sugar. Get that gone. He's going to ramp with the Doflamingo effect. Yeah, he gets like 100 effects to do during our turn. The Sugar does die, though. The Sugar does indeed die, though. So we're going to have a lot of Don left, right? It's a shame we are not on evens, because then we'd have the Rayleigh this turn, which would be insane. Would be insane. I think I'm going to play the Sanji just to pick him up again. So that's 4. We need 2 on leader. That's 6. We've got 3 left. We could also play the Mocha. Don't think there's any point, though. We could just play the Raging Tiger to get rid of these 2. And then swing 7. 7. And we'd still have the Raise Max. It's fine. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Max. Ship him out. -3 here. Then I'm going to go with the Sanji just so we got something to bounce. Then we go 8. Attack here. In fact, we pick up the Smiley, right? Yeah, we pick up the Smiley. Because then we can use the Smiley's effect to give something -3k maybe. And the Sanji's just as big. And then when he dies, we get to draw a card, which is always good. Yeah, no Monet this game is probably the roughest thing we've had to deal with. There's the Kamakura Jisoshi. Okay. And then we've got 9 with Caesar Clown. Not bad, not bad. And we get him down to 1, which is nice. Does have a lot of cards, and this guy being on the board is scary. Card's very powerful. Card is very powerful. But we did at least take out the Rosinante, right? So he's not going to get those 2 Don as active at the end of his turn. 9 into 7. I do want to defend this, honestly. Yeah, I think I will. If he attacks into it again, we won't be able to, which is a little bit of a shame. But it is what it is, I think. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Hey-ho. What can you do? And he does have another one, unfortunately. Just a Viola, though. Did he not want to do that? Ah, I see. This is on KO. Right, this is on KO. Interesting. Interesting. So we could just drop the Shanks. It's not bad. Could just drop the Shanks. Could also go with one of these Rayleighs. The Rayleigh will remove the Riola. He'd get the event back. Start with a 6 from Sanji. Let's start with a 6 from Sanji. Probably just give us a 2k here. But you never know. If he blocks with this, I'll play the Shanks. I think is the correct line. You can grab the Blast Breath or the Hell's Judgment with this. Uses a Blast Breath to get out of it. Okay. Interesting. I think I'm going to go with the Rayleigh. Yeah, I think I like the Rayleigh here. This hits a 3k, right? So we do 3 here. And then get rid of that. He can get his events if he wants to Dom -1, which he obviously does. Then we'll see what event he gets back. He gets just the Blast Breath again. So, I mean, it is what it is. He will be able to... Yeah, he will be able to get out of this one, unfortunately. We're not going to pick up the Sanji. If he wants to kill it, we draw a card. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, look at this counter. This hand is definitely not... We've not been drawing the cards I want this game. We have just not. And we've not had Monet, which is obviously a massive downside. And I mean, these are just all bricks. These are just not good cards. There's a Ben at least. Ben's not the worst. Get a Virgo Searcher. Okay, that's not crazy. Taking that, of course, every day, all day. We've finally got a bit of counter. There's another Sugar Searcher. We'll get to see what he grabs with that. Rosnante. Okay. I think we're in a really not a great spot. I think. Now, I think a lot of it can be penciled down to all these bricks. Too many Rayleighs. Not. I mean, I love Rayleigh, right? It's a great card, but when you draw like 3 of them that early in the game, clogs up your hand a lot. He has 6 Don open. He has 6 Don open. How are we ever supposed to go for a lethal? That's insane. That is insane. We just can't, right? We just can't. We can get rid of this, but don't have enough counter. Yeah, I think we're in a bad spot unless we can win. We don't know any events he might have in his hand, and he's definitely got some. I think he has one Kamakura Jisoshi. No, he played it. I've got no idea, man. I've got not a clue. Not a sausage. Let's go 9, see if he takes. Because if he takes, we'll go 14 and just win the game. But I'm going to assume he's got some kind of counter events. I just don't know what they are. I just don't know what they are. Does have the Kamakura Jisoshi. Okay, that's a very clean get out of. And that is a very clean one. I think we're cooked then. I think we're cooked. We can remove the Rosnante and put a debuff on the Doffy. That's the best we've got, right? Yeah, it's the best we've got. We could Raging Tiger 2 of them, but that sucks. I'd rather give the debuff to the Doffy, honestly. We can Virgo, try and find a counter card. I think we might Virgo, try and find a 2k, but we'll do this first. Deploy this. -3, -2, get rid of that. We'll go 5 life, and then we'll just play out the Virgo. See if we can find a 2k at least. I think we're cooked. Do think we're cooked. It's a really cool build, actually. Really cool build. There's so many counter events. Just felt like you couldn't get through him, right? What's that? Hell's Judgment. Sure. Yeah, really good stuff, actually, from him. Let's go with the Virgo. We'll grab a Mocha. Still, how many cards is that and not one Monet? That's crazy. Well, I'm pretty sure we're dead, but you never know, right? You never know. He does only have 3 swings, but I'm pretty sure, as long as he doesn't majorly mess up, that we're very dead because of these bricks, right? It's too many bricks. Just straight up, that's all it was. Too many bricks. 7, yeah, he's playing smart. We'll give him the Ben, and we'll give him the Otama. Then he should swing 9, and then he can just swing 15 with lead. Yeah, and that's going to be the game. But well played to our opponent. He played that really well. Not sure where I went wrong. You're going to go 11-13, it's fine, it's no difference. Yeah, we'll just concede. Well played. Yeah, just no Mockers. I couldn't remove anything. Sorry, not Mocha, Monet. We need, like, the combos with the Gum Gum UFO and the Monet to remove his guys. And we just didn't see it. But hey-ho, well played to our opponent, and let's move on. So since I recorded those games, I've sort of been spitballing a little bit, thinking about how I felt about the list. Rewatched some of the VODs of the games, both those I'm including and some of those I'm not. And I think some of the weaknesses, to me, were a lot of the non-counter cards, especially the Shanks didn't feel very good. The Raging Tiger didn't feel too strong. And the Caesar just felt like gambling. So I've cut the Caesar. And I've cut the Raging Tigers. And I've cut the Shanks. And what do we put instead? I've put in 2 Fire Fists. Just as redundancy for Gum Gum UFO. Slightly worse most of the time. But it does have an Activate main, which is like a pseudo beige trigger. Can also kill a Rebecca if you're in a black matchup. You can give -4 to something and deck Rebecca, which is cool. So it's like a side grade on UFO, not searchable, but I think it's still fine. I do want to test this out. I've also got 2 of this card, which is Karina. She's a 3/0 1k blocker, Film Gran Tesoro. On play, you give something -2. So I was looking at Outlook, and I realised that card's kind of just worse than Karina. Yes, it gives it to 2 dudes, and it costs 1 less. But this being a blocker is actually pretty decent. And basically that's the difference, right? You're able to still hit the same breakpoints as Outlook, at least with the leader effect. Of course, Outlook made it easier for you to attack into something else. But ideally with this deck, we are sort of keeping the board pretty clear. So I think a couple of copies of the Karina could be pretty cool. I've also got 2 copies of Dragon. I think Dragon fulfilling your leader effect, especially at 9 or 10, you can play him alongside like a Max or an Otama. You don't need to play Monet because he fulfills the leader condition, which is pretty cool. You obviously still have to return one of your Punk Hazard cards to your hand, so a lot of the time that's going to be Monet. But it could be something else. It could be a Sanji. It could be a Chopper Blocker. It could be a Mocha that you played out earlier. We've also got 2 of the Usopp. I was just really struggling for things to put in for those mid-range turns. And his when attacking sort of synergizes with the deck. It's like not the most obvious, but I mean it's powered down, right? It's not the craziest, but it can at least let you hit 6 with a Monet, which is fine. You can also put the Monet on the Usopp if you don't need them on leader for whatever reason. But yeah, there's that. So I think next time I play Caesar, this will be what I test. I haven't played any games with this list, full clarity, but I do think in theory it should be a bit more mid-rangey, and I don't think the late game is particularly incredible for Caesar. We can remove one thing, that's no problem. We have Max, we have Otama, we have these events, but I don't want our opponent to be able to get to the late game. I want their mid game and their early game to be pretty shocking, and I think these additions will help just a little bit. I just wish this condition was a little bit easier to fulfill. If this was one of your characters with a cost of 2 or more, or one of your Punk Hazard characters, and it could pick up the Searcher, this would be so much better. But as it stands, I'm not convinced Caesar is going to be able to compete very well. However, this is my current list, and I encourage you to give him a go. Let me know how you find it, let me know how you get on. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.